How are you guys doing today? My name is Andy.montalvo. I'm a real estate agent here in Houston, Texas with Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty. And today I wanted to kind of expand on my market update from last week and kind of give you what's another side to this real estate market that a lot of people aren't talking about and that you're not really seeing. I want to keep this relatively short and sweet for you, so let's get right to it. Now, if you did not catch my last video for the market update in Houston for the month of October, check the video out. It's going to be right here in this link. It's going to give you a general idea of what the Houston real estate market is like and kind of how it compares to the rest of the country, and some updates on the city of Houston and things that are coming in the future. Now, the information today is going to expand on that video, so it is good to go check that last video out as well so you can kind of get a full perspective of the market in Houston. Now, much of what you're hearing right now is about how fast homes are selling, how high the prices are selling at, and how competitive the market space is, really. Now, one thing a lot of people aren't talking about is how many homes are actually coming back to market in this time. So just in the month of October, we had about 1,289 homes come back into market, which means that the contracts to list those houses terminated and ended, and then now they're bringing it back on the market. Now, that could have been maybe the pricing was off, maybe the house was in rough condition, so it needed some repairs. Even in a seller's market, you're going to need the repairs, or maybe the area just happened to be a little bit tough to sell. Now, to expand on that, in the month of October, we also saw 787 expired listings, which again means that the contracts on those listings expired and those houses couldn't be sold in the time that they agreed on. We also saw a significant amount of price decreases in the market. In Houston, we saw around 3,407 homes come back on market or stay on market with price decreases from their original list price. Now, the price reductions is going to be pretty much the same reason why houses are going to expire and houses are not selling. It's either going to be, the house is in rough condition and needs a lot of work, the price is too high, or the location is just kind of off. So that should tell you that even in a hot seller's market, you need to pay attention to the condition of the home and, more importantly, the price you are listing it at. Buyers now are starting to realize that the prices are getting a little bit ridiculous, and some sellers are just kind of throwing numbers out there to see if they will stick. So essentially, buyers are kind of calling the seller's bluff. They're just waiting for buyers to come down in price now. They're like, we're not in a rush to buy. We're not in a rush to leave. We'll just lease if anything, but we don't want to pay that significant amount of price over what these sellers are asking when it doesn't make sense in the market sometimes. So you do have a lot of sellers who are way overpricing their homes still in the seller's market, which is very possible. Now, one thing that you are going to see with these price decreases is you might think you're getting into a house that is not very competitive because you're seeing it decrease in price, but it will hit a specific price where once it hits that price, it's going to get a lot of offers. And it might even sell for a little bit over that price. So that's just something to still keep in mind. It's still a market where you're going to want to act fast and you're going to want to have all your things prepared if you're buying your home. Now, it is good to note that it is creating some opportunities for either people to get into homes that aren't as kept up with, and maybe you can go in and put a little bit of work on, or you may also get more chances as to finding sellers who are a little more motivated and kind of want to get out of their house and just want to move on or need to move on. So as you can see, the number of sales in Houston in 2021 are still outpacing 2022 and 2019. But it's good to note that in 2019, you were seeing a good real estate market in Houston prior to COVID. Now it's showing that demand for housing in Houston is still at an all-time high. Now I wanted to compare that to the number of listings that are active in the market. The supply of homes in Houston is still pretty low. And when you compare it to the previous 2 years, from 2019 to 2021, the active number of listings dropped by 43%. And from 2020 to 2021, it dropped by almost 20%. This is showing you that the number of listings are still extremely low. Now tie that in together with a high demand for housing. It shows that it's going to take more than just a few price reductions and a few homes coming back on market to bring this real estate market in Houston back to a normal market. You're going to need a significant amount of homes to come into the market, or you're going to need a lot of people to just not want to live in Houston anymore. Finally, I want to show you how fast the market is going, but how we are actually leaning towards a more normal market. If you look at the days on market, you can see the curve kind of coming up now. You can see houses sitting no longer just for a week, but maybe for 2 weeks. We're starting to see some climb back up in how long houses are sitting on the market. And that is also attributed to some of those listings with the price reductions and the houses coming back on market. You can also see the increase in months of inventory as we continue out through the year, which we hope kind of keeps increasing a little bit just so we can get to that normalized state of real estate market in Houston. Well, guys, that is information I wanted to expand upon with regards to my October market update. Information that I think you need to know. It gives you a wider perspective of what the real estate market is. Please, if you have any questions, put them down below. I would love to get your questions answered. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, as your support means everything to me. That is all the information I have for you today, and thank you for watching the video. I hope you found the information useful, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.